Spaceman. Just calling to let you know they're remaking your favorite film, Cliffhanger. And I'm pretty sure they replaced Sylvester Stallone's character with a female lead. Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Yeah, I get what everyone does now, but they don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a remake. You don't have to do a fresh sheet of paper on a remake. And look, you remake Jaws, but don't remake it with a polar bear. Do it with a shark. That's all I'm saying.
Do it with like a whale shark instead of a great white.
I don't know. They're too docile, the whale sharks. I'm just saying it doesn't, Karate Kid doesn't need a black guy, or doesn't need a woman, or doesn't just remake, or don't remake and just make something else.
You know, the actress that popped into my head when I heard that they were redoing it, that would actually kind of serve that role well.
Cliffhanger?
Even though you don't like her. Charlize Theron.
Charlize Theron on Cliffhanger.
Because she does a lot of like action roles. She's done those like Netflix action movies. I mean, what other female lead is like super hardcore action? Does a lot of her own stunts. I can't think of any.
It'll be fine, but just make a new movie. That's all I'm saying.
I still haven't seen the original.
What?
Should that be
Get the
like
hell?
Kraus House viewing this weekend?
You've gotten yourself, you've done, lowered yourself down to a zero with that comment.
Oh,
That's one of the greatest films of all time.
You knew that about me, though. We had this whole conversation with Stephen Baldwin.
I knew about it, but I block it out. I always block it.
All the bad parts of me you just block out.
Well, that would take forever, but the main bad parts I block out. Yes. All right, what's going on in the news, Alicia Krause?
So it's kind of interesting. I think maybe some Hollywood lefties are coming around to the fact that they were jerks to, I don't know, half Americans for the last 10 plus years that Donald Trump has been on the political scene. Daily Show host Jon Stewart mourns the fact that we've lost the ability to love people in different parties. And then we have clips of that in a second. But first, we're going to start with Jennifer Lawrence saying, quote, I don't really know if I should speak out on Trump and politics anymore because she thinks that it's adding fuel to the fire that's ripping America apart.
Well, if they knew anything, they should say something, but they don't really know anything.
They think they know the things, though.
I guess. Is this Jennifer Lawrence now?
Yeah, this is Jennifer Lawrence.
Okay.
She's on a film, doing the press tour for her new movie with, what's his face from Twilight. And it's called Die, My Love.
Yeah, what's his name? All right, we'll listen.
Not a bad idea.
What do you mean?
A revolution.
You have been politically outspoken in the past. In the first Trump administration, you had a lot to say. I'm curious how you feel about talking out now.
I don't really know if I should. I think like the first Trump administration was so wild, and just how can we let this stand? Like, I felt like I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off. But as we've learned, election after election, celebrities do not make a difference whatsoever on who people vote for. And so then what am I doing? I'm just sharing my opinion on something that's going to just add fuel to a fire that's ripping the country apart. I mean, we are so divided. I think I'm in a complicated recalibration because I'm also an artist, and with this temperature and the way that things can turn out, I don't want to start turning people off to films and to art that could change consciousness or change the world because they don't like my political opinions. I want to protect my...
Hey everyone, I'm Joe.
All right. I get it. Look, it's true. You have no impact anymore. And B, there used to be a thing with actors and actresses where they were like, I don't want anyone to know anything about me because when I play the role of this, I don't want people thinking about...
want that in the back of their mind.
Yeah, gay or straight or where my politics are, really anything. I just want to disappear into these roles and then people won't have to have these preconceived anythings. and which is a human thing to do. If you heard a guy killed his wife, or you heard a guy's
got a DUI, sometimes that happens. Like it affects your perspective. A DUI is no big deal to you?
Yeah, it's not gonna. It's acting wise. A DUI doesn't draw. It's not one way or the other. It's an actor who went to a party who got drunk and then drove himself home. I don't think of him as a bad person per se.
Like he made a mistake, but killing your wife is like a very different type of mistake.
Yeah. So a DUI is something that can happen to somebody, but it doesn't make me think you're this way or that way.
Yeah.
It just is a mistake you made, but it's not going to affect your role and what I think of your acting. But if you were into, if you just announced you were Muslim or into Santeria or something, then I'd be watching you thinking about that.
Really?
I would.
I don't practice Santeria, though.
Yes. Like the song. So sublime, right? All right. My point is this. A little more mystery and a little less history.
Got it.
That's the way I like to roll.
I think she and I might be similar ages. She's married now. She has a kid now. She's doing kind of more quote unquote serious art, where she used to do insane blockbuster movies like The Hunger Games or that one space movie with Chris Pratt. And I think that maybe she's being mature and introspective here. Now, I do take issue with her a little bit of like, well, what if I'm a part of something that can make a difference, like art that can make a difference? And,
I know.
And it's like, how much art? I do think that culture is important. I mean, politics is downstream of culture, is something that we talk about on the conservative side of the aisle all the time. But really, I don't think there's going to be a sole piece of art that Jennifer Lawrence or anybody else, Steven Spielberg or anybody else is a part of that's going to, quote unquote, change the minds of Trump voters.
Robert Pattinson, by the way.
Oh, that's his name.
Yeah. Now, okay, so here's, I should feel. Okay. The thing that always bothers me about all the blowhard celebrities is when they go, here's the time we're living in and here's what we're dealing with and all that. I always go, but as opposed to what? Like, we just got 4 years of Joe Biden. Joe Biden is sort of asleep at the wheel, kind of along for the ride. I mean, all your stuff that you called cheap fakes and stuff like that. At the time, I said, I don't know what you're even talking about. What is a cheap fake? It's video of him being out of it at a party.
Yep.
You're calling it a cheap fake, and then you're going, it's just a piece of, because the video, it's just a slice. I had a comedian in here arguing with me, like it's just a piece of the video.
It's not how he is all the time. That's what they're
going, the video is just a piece. I go, the P. Diddy video of him smacking the chick and kicking her in the hallway? Yep. That's just a piece of a video.
Yep.
There's a video that runs by the elevator 24/7, 7 days a week. Most of the time, there's nothing going on or a family walking to the elevator. Once in a while, P. Diddy kicks the shit out of his old lady, and then we cut it, and then we look at it, and then we judge P. Diddy. And you're saying that's edited.
Yep.
Yes, it is. Because otherwise we'd have to watch 700 hours of video to get to the part. So when Joe Biden is brain dead at the Juneteenth party on the lawn, yes, it's not the entire Shaka Khan concert.
Or the G7 summit or going up and down the stairs.
It's not the entire thing. It's not the entire thing. It's a film of him falling down the stairs. It's not a film of him sitting on the airplane or sitting in the limousine on the way to the airplane. Yes, I got it. It's edited.
Yeah.
Everything is edited so we can see it. All surveillance, every piece of Ring doorbell footage where somebody steals a package and you put it on the news or tries to set a house on fire and it ends up on the news. That's edited from the nothing that was happening on the Ring doorbell camera before
whenever, like, the Channel 7 Eyewitness News at night has footage of.
So you guys invented something called a cheap fake.
Yeah.
Now, you had a brain-dead, corrupt guy in the office for 4 years. You had a guy who was corrupt. His son was corrupt, was cutting deals, enriching himself all over the place, a chronic liar, left the border wide open and used the auto pen and just has underlings run the country. So who are we comparing Trump to?
Yeah, that's true, because I think in 2016, leftists like Jennifer Lawrence were freaking out And I think that maybe they're like, oh man, maybe we overreacted to too much, because if everything, we've talked about this many times before, if everyone and everything is Nazi, then like we're just jaded of hearing that all the time, so that we don't believe you when you say it.
Right.
But in 2016, people left, right, and center didn't understand or know how he would govern. Now we saw how Trump governed. Then we had the horrible, for us on the right, and most of America think, we saw the horrible 4 years of Biden governing. And now we have Trump again. And I think that maybe she's like, it's not as bad as I thought it would be.
A reasonable person would go with any body. It could be a president, could be a camp counselor, or you're going, oh, we're not going to get Hildegard again. But if you got Hildegard once a summer ago and it was okay, then you're going to have her again. You can kind of go like, all right, I can deal with this.
Yeah.
That's what a person who didn't have Trump derangement syndrome would do.
It's
so
like,
maybe she's
It's like when you know the drive to LAX is going to take you an hour and a half. You're dreading it, but you are anticipating it. So it's not as bad because you can plan for it. You're saying that leftists have planned for Trump number 2?
I'm saying it's like you going nuts because you think it's going to take 12 hours to get to LAX, but it only takes an hour and 10 minutes.
Got it.
And then you have another LAX flight 2 years later, and while other people are going, oh my God, you're going, done it. It's longer than I'd like,
but
be okay.
We'll
make it. Yes.
So Jon Stewart, kind of in this same vein, on the same day, talked about a similar thing of like, listen, we can't be ostracizing half of the country. Like, we need to have real relationships. Here we go, Jon Stewart.
Yeah. He's a three-dimensional human being. And by the way, I love him. He's a three-dimensional human being who has qualities that I really admire. Things about him. And we've lost that. We've lost the ability to love people.
Is he talking about Trump?
He's talking about an uncle.
Because we litmus test at every point.
Is there a top of this, or just he's talking about his uncle?
The clip's starting in a weird place.
Okay, he's talking about his uncle.
There is no top on this. This is a New Yorker paywall.
He's talking about his uncle who voted for Trump.
Yeah, he's saying.
Okay, but we just need to set it up in the clip because otherwise we don't know.
So he was saying that he loves his uncle. He talked about this with New Yorker's David Remnick. I love a good argument. I love differing points of view.
All right, well, we can show the clip. We'll show the clip now. I thought he was talking about Trump. That's my problem.
Every single moment. And by the way, I love him.
My uncle.
He's a three-dimensional human being who has qualities that I really admire.
Who's my uncle?
Things about him. And we've lost that.
About my uncle.
We've lost the ability to love people.
Like my uncle.
Because we litmus test at every point. In every single moment.
Note the deep leg cross.
I love him.
Put it back. Note the double deep leg cross.
Both dudes.
Yes, I'm a dude, and I'm from the left, and so the audience knows I'll go with the deep leg cross. So, I'm down with the community. And then it's the host who's interviewing the guy with the deep leg cross. I shall engage in the deep leg cross, so this is not going to be adversarial. It's not going to be a tough interview. Now my nuts have fallen asleep. Now I was thinking about this because people keep tweeting me now.
Oh gosh.
Because there's a new thing afoot, or maybe a nut, that the deep leg cross is a thing. There's a physiological thing going on.
Really?
Yes.
Is it changing like bone structure and stuff?
Progressives on average are like 30 pounds lighter than the Republican dudes.
Yeah.
Republican dudes are just bigger dudes.
Sometimes with fat, sometimes with muscle. Depends on what part of the country you're
just husky, a little bit of each. But they're built a little differently, whereas the Democrats are always like waif models. The dudes are always waif models. And so you can't get that deep leg cross if you got some thigh and some gut on you.
You're not going to be a hockey player or like a footballer.
No, but they're all super wafy. So they're able to get the deep leg cross. Now, the thing that's probably tough is Pritzker. Because they got to go, listen, you're such a woke douche, but you're unable to do the deep leg cross because of your girth. So we really got to get you on a diet so you can signal it's a present. You present to the audience where you're at, that you have a soft, weak, feminine mind.
Yes.
Not that the feminine mind's weak, but you think like a chick.
I know what you meant.
Cross your legs like a chick. Pritzker can't do that. Now, when you take you take the Obamas, and I mean, you take a guy like Obama. Like Obama's like a 63-year-old guy. He's unusually. These people are like unusually thin. Like there is no dad bod. Most guys kind of get into a dad bod as they get a little bit older. These guys never go into their dad bod or Beto O'Rourke or like any of the commentators. There's none of them. They're all not just like not fat, but like really fit. Like no waistline kind of thing.
I don't know if that's fit though.
Well,
they're just scrawny.
They're not like doing, what do they call that? What's the sport that the CrossFit? They're not like that.
It's trademarked, so you might have to pay for that.
But they're, most guys, when you get in your 50s and 60s, you just get a little bit of a waistline on you. And they don't have that. They just have this thing. I'm not saying they're, paragons of fitness. I'm just saying they don't have that weight on them. And like Justin Trudeau, like these guys, Gavin Newsom, they don't have that waist, so they can get a deep, John Stewart, like the list goes on. There's no husky guys in that group.
That's true.
So part of it is a physical part, so it's actual, they're able to pull it off.
And the other part is the liberal mental state of having to do the signaling with the leg crossing.
Yes.
Okay.
And maybe the leg cross also says I'm fit. Like women with long hair like throwing their hair around a lot. Like when they're talking, they'll take their finger and do that move, or they go, ugh, so hard just with this hair. Yeah, they'll throw it around. I don't know. I don't know why we're stopped on this.
This is the next story.
Oh, the next story. Oh, that's right, because we're going to talk about it. But anyway, you show me liberals on a stage, I will show you deep leg cross.
Oh, liberal men specifically.
Oh, I'm sorry, liberal men.
Yeah.
Liberal men.
No, I try to do the Princess Kate like ankle.
Yes.
Tilt.
Yes, side saddle. Like a young lady should.
Exactly. Just try to always follow what Princess Kate does. Including ignoring Meghan Markle. Did you see her fake like sloppy kiss for Prince Harry after the Dodgers won the World Series?
Meghan?
Yeah.
No.
So obnoxious.
Listen, first off, don't come over here from your land of cricket and pretend to know our baseball. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Soccer.
So this, according to the Wall Street Journal, and this ties into the video here that we're going to play about the Angel City FC captains publicly condemning one of their teammates. But now there's more and more gay people. And by the way, I love how this is like new news to the mainstream media, because I've been hearing this for a very long time in LA and conservative circles. But people within the queer community, specifically queer activists, are upset and speaking out against the gender ideology of like trans people and how they've taken over the movement. There's this new book coming out by this guy named Ben Apple, and he was saying in his book, Cis White Gay, The Making of a Gender Heretic, it comes out next week, and he argues that gender ideology is, quote, illiberal, repressive, and anti-gay. As much as the cult that he was raised in, Lambs of Gods, was a fundamentalist sect, he says that he and an increasingly vocal group of gay men, lesbians, and bisexual people are now rejecting this. By the way, I have to give kudos to like the British lesbians, the ones that took all the way to the UK Supreme Court, protecting women's spaces and women's sports and not transgendering minors. They, like, shame on lesbian and liberal feminists here in the United States who didn't have the cojones to do the same thing, and kind of talking about what this guy is talking about. It's like, you claim to be a part of our coalition, yet everything that you're doing is damaging our coalition.
Right.
And I think case in point is you have this professional female athlete with the Angel City FC Elizabeth Eddy this week. The veteran midfielder, spoke up about the integrity of women's soccer.
This is the Los Angeles soccer team?
Yep. It's the women's soccer team.
Yuck.
So she's been in the National Women's Soccer League.
This is, by the way, 3 strikes. It's got the word soccer, women, and Los Angeles in it.
Oh, God.
Done. 3 strikes and you're out, bitches.
You'd like this gal. Elizabeth spoke up this week calling on the National Women's Soccer League to adopt a clear sex-based eligibility policy to protect the women's category of sports. And then her frickin' team captain went and did this press conference and totally bashed her. Here's video of that.
I love that they think it's okay. Number one, let me just say this. If you don't think it's okay for biological men to play with women, or you do think it's okay for biological men to play with women, let's not forget, before anyone cared, I think it was 2019, a Dallas, Texas under 15 high school team beat the women's national team 2 games in a row. So these are boys, not from around the world or from around the United States, just from Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
One place. Under 15. That doesn't mean...
That could be professional women, because it turns out men and women are different.
By the way, under 15 is under 15. It means there could be 12-year-olds on that team for the dudes. Now, I'm guessing they were 14 or 15 and under, but there's always a couple of 13-year-old ringers out there. They beat the women's national team 2 games. So that's young guys and the advantage they have over women physically, in a game which is soccer, which is fairly physical, but certainly not like football or basketball.
But if a trans woman is playing a biological woman, you can bet that there's going to be injuries on a soccer field.
Yeah.
I need to Google this, but I think that soccer actually has a ton of injuries.
Yeah, there'll be injuries, and then it'll also be not as competitive, because what you're looking for in all sports is parity. F1 is F1 because they have all these rules, and they add weight, and they have all this stuff because they will not let one car have an advantage over the other car. So we'll watch. It'll be very close. All motorsports is that way. Just parity. And if you're going to have one with an extra 200 horsepower, it's not going to be good for the sport.
Or the reason why people like to watch football, right? It's like, well, this QB has this record and this QB has this record, and let's see them go head to head. And it's the interest of that. I don't think that the average American wants to see a 6'2" transgender woman going up against biological women on the Angel City FC.
But let's see what this dumb cow has to say.
So this lady, it was horrible. Like to be a part of this team. If I were Elizabeth Eddy, I'd be like, peace, I'm leaving.
Let's hear what our teammate has to say.
Going into this, I'm a little bit nervous because I think it's a big job to represent your team and speak for your team, and not just that, speak for others who this will be important to. We've all obviously seen the article that was written in the New York Post earlier this week, so I really want to start off by saying that that article does not speak for this team in this locker room. I've had a lot of combos with my teammates in the past few days, and they are hurt and they are harmed by the article, and also they are disgusted by
how?
How are they harmed? What's the article say?
Did the article stab them in the face?
They're hurt and they're harmed as well. But what did the article say? Just said
this is the article from her teammate Elizabeth Eddy saying, "Hey, National Women's Soccer League needs to have a standard on this and adopt a clear standard." She's proposed that one option is that all players must be born with ovaries, as the FA requires, or another option was an SRY gene test like those at the World Athletics and boxing.
Hurtful and harmful.
And that's harmful to the rest of her teammates.
Right. But I love at some point she'll get to as a woman of mixed race. I love the narcissism of all of it. But here we go.
Things that were said in the article, and it's really important for me to say that. And we don't agree with the things written for a plethora of reasons, but mostly the undertones come across as transphobic and racist as well. The article calls for genetic testing on certain players, and it has a photo of an African player as a headline, and that's very harmful. And to me, it's inherently racist, because to single out this community based on them looking or being different is absolutely a problem. And as a mixed woman with a black family, I'm devastated by the undertones of this article.
She's mixed with a black family.
I'm assuming that means she's married to a black man and has black kids. Right. So she's
maybe. Never know these days. So she's mixed.
But
as a woman who's mixed, yes.
I think so I'm assuming that Elizabeth Eddy, you've written articles before, I've written articles before. Sometimes my editor uses a picture I wouldn't have used. That doesn't mean that Elizabeth Eddy was like, hey, by the way, when I'm asking the National Soccer League to protect women in sports, I'm not saying that we need to genetically test black people. That was not referenced anywhere in the article.
No, they just have to throw it in there. They tack it on to everything all the time. And maybe it's their own thing, because you have to have black representation. So if you're going to show a picture of a soccer player, maybe they just show reflexively like a black soccer player now. Because I don't know why there's a black soccer player in the thing, but obviously it has nothing to do with the author. And that's not what they're talking about. But she had to do the racing because it's weak. But also they do this thing where they go, obviously we disagree with much of what's in the article. Hey, bitch, spit it out. Tell us what you disagree with. Tell us specifically what you disagree with, and then we could have a discussion about it.
It's also like, is she kind of dumb? Because I think when she refers to the genetic testing, it's like, it's testing that is sex eligibility test. It's not, are you Zambian or Ugandan or Southern Californian? And it's like specifically to figure out if you are having to play a potentially dangerous interactive sport against a biological male.
Well, then she's got her Dumbo white counterpart who's going to say something, which I like too, because she doesn't have anything to say.
I'm devastated by this article.
For me personally, when I think of
LA,
hold on, pause it.
This is the problem. For me personally.
But everybody else has
everybody's for me personally. Hey, bitch, let's just stick to the facts. But anyway, for her personally, what's the problem?
City, I think of a place that was founded upon inclusivity and love for all people. That's what our locker room is. That's what our staff is. That's what our fan base is. Angel City is a place for everyone. It always will be. That's how it was from the beginning. That's how it always will be. Period. And I think...
All right, hold on. This bitch can't think of stuff to say.
She's reading her notes. She has her phone out.
What we have right now is a place in Angel City. It's also named for a brewery, I think, in San Diego. It was founded on the promise of fairness for everyone, and that's what it is, and that's what it's going to be, and that's what it'll always be. And for me personally, Angel City's a oasis of fairness, founded on a bedrock of fairness.
Does she not know the history of LA, like of, the City of Angels, aka Catholic priests who came here and tried to convert
how long has this
indigenous
soccer team
people?
Been around? 200 years or like 18 months?
But she says like the city of Los Angeles, like she's implying that the history of LA is totally perfect towards, the oppressed
We're
people.
here for fairness, so like our concession stands or whatever you can afford.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Like
and tickets.
Tickets could be $80, but if you only have $2, then it'll be $2 and a T-shirt and a hoodie, which are normally $49.95. It's just whatever you can afford because we're built on fairness here in Angel City. Yeah, let's watch her one more time because she has zero to say.
She wrote it down too. See her looking at her notes on her phone?
I didn't even see her looking at her phone. Maybe she's been involved with too many headers. Sorry, let's hear it.
For me personally, when I think of
stuff,
LA and I think of Angel City
and stuff,
I think of a place that was founded upon inclusivity and love for all people. That's why our locker room is. That's what our staff is. That's what our fan base is.
It's been around since 2020.
Angel City is a place for everyone. It always will be. That's how it was from the beginning. That's how it always will be.
From now on, from the beginning.
And I think this situation, there's Lisa, you kind of touched on it. There's an element of timing to it where
it's always bad timing.
This feels like another really big challenge that we have to go through as a team on top of an already really challenging year.
These guys from Texas,
and it's definitely not the note
kicked our ass.
that we as a group want to end on. And so I just want everyone to know that we're doing our best in the locker room to preserve respect and belonging on this team. And
we need a sense of
we look forward to ending the season on as positive of a note as possible.
It's built on love.
By throwing your other teammate under the bus.
All right, Jumbo.
So Elizabeth Eddy, apparently people, even before this, were rumors were flying that her contract that it expires, I guess, this Sunday. And that it won't be renewed by the team.
You have to have a press conference to throw your teammate under the bus.
Teammate who's likely representing, I think, the majority, not only the majority of the viewers and the American voters, but maybe the majority of other women in other locker rooms all over the country that don't want to have to share that space or be,
people don't want to play women's sports
dude.
with a dude. That's it. That's all there is. That's it. You can make as much as you want about race or about gender or about exclusivity or inclusivity. You can do whatever you want. Normal people don't want a dude on the girls' team. That's all.
And
that's
part
all.
of her, I don't
or in the bathroom or in the locker room. That's all.
I don't understand how we're supposed to be, yay, women in sports, and then lambast a woman in sports who said, quote, just as we built a new space for women to compete in the largest arenas, now we must honor that commitment and make sure that the National Women's Soccer League stays for women.
They're grievance. They're grievance people. By the way, it was 2000. I said 2019. It was 2017.
Okay.
When the women's team lost 5-2 to the dudes without pubes.
I think Ben Shapiro likes to use that reference.
Dudes without pubes?
No, Ben would never. I mean, the soccer example of just the difference, the physiological, biological difference of men and women.
I'm pretty sure an under 15 team could beat the women's Olympic basketball team as well. And I'll say this. There are literally hundreds of thousands of millions of dudes who at age 15 in this country can dunk a basketball. There's probably 3 women in the world who can dunk a basketball. And so they can play above the rim.
Yeah.
And if you can either play above the rim or
then
you
can't.
Can
beat the average WNBA player.
If you can play above the rim, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's probably been a couple of dunks in WNBA history, and those are kind of weak, and they're not kind of highlight dunks. They're sort of technically...
But they're highlighted and shown all over social media because they're so excited.
Well, look it up, Dawson. How many women in the NBA can dunk a basketball? And I would argue that there are some high school teams, like in the inner city and stuff, where everyone can dunk. But that's high school. That's not 15. But... definitely because high school all-stars are LeBron James at 17 or 18 and Kobe Bryant at 17 or 18. These guys are world class at 17 or 18.
Yeah.
They list about 4 players who can, but they say that there are fewer than 30 dunks recorded in the league's history since its inception in 1997.
Oh, wow.
As of 2025, 8 women have dunked in a WNBA game, whereas there's 8 dunks per quarter in a professional male game. But I would argue that when you watch the McDonald's All-Star team, the high school McDonald's basketball team, those guys can dunk, all of them. It's crazy. So there's absolutely the high school McDonald's All-Star team would beat the All-Star team of the WNBA. The question is, could the before 15 and younger?
Yeah.
And I would go yes.
Yeah.
And because of that, there's a difference. And also, there doesn't need to be anything attached to it. It's just guys excel at this thing, and so you don't want the guys with the women because it's unfair to the women.
It's unfair to the women, and as we've seen in a lot of examples, it's physically unsafe to the women as well.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That's just the case.
All right. We good?
I think so.
All right. Let's see. I'm going to be in Boston at the Wilbur Theater coming up Thursday, and then off to Electric City in New York. let's not forget that I'm at Cap City November 12th. And, God, who's on there with me? Oh, Brian Callum. Yeah, it's going to be out with me. Yeah, Brian Callen. Sorry, I screwed that up. I was looking in the wrong direction. Had a little brain fart there. You can go to adamcarolla.com for all the live dates. Until next time, Sam for Alicia Krause, her op-ed at the Washington Examiner. And I want to thank Ryan Sickler and Gary Cannon. Until next time, Adam Carolla saying mahalo. All right, Adam's hanging out. Bad Adam, that is. And or just Adam. I'll be good Adam. No, I'll be great Adam.
It changes every time.
Yeah, but just...
Can I be decent, hardworking mayhem?
Hardworking Mayhem's got the news. What do you got?
First up, man, I hope you strapped on your Cinnabon hat because a worker was fired from a Wisconsin store after shouting racist slurs at customers. Here's the slurs in question.
That's I am racist.
So idiot for
and
real.
You are.
You are an idiot. No,
I am racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world. Don't be disrespectful.
You ruin your life, by the way.
Oh, you talk about respect? You talking about respect? You are fired from this place, motherfucker. You're not gonna be working here.
Suck it.
Suck what?
Yeah.
Look what you fucking look like.
What's wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you, you fucking ugly bitch? Get the fuck out of my face.
Talking about ugliness?
Did I stutter?
You.
She stuttered that time. I love her.
I
she's at the bottom of the rung of the fast food spot, Cinnabon, in the mall in Wisconsin, Abuananan, Wisconsin, and now she's fired.
Oh, she's in Wisconsin?
Correct.
Yeah, so getting fired from a bad job is fine. I used to work at McDonald's, I quit after like 3 months, so that's fine. But no one filmed me dropping N-bombs on the way out, which could stick
You made
with
sure no
me.
one was filming first.
Yeah. So, but on the other hand, she's attractive. She could just find a Klansman and marry him and settle down and have some Klan kitties or something.
Only Klans model?
Only Klans. I'm going to start a website for racists.
Racist butt-naked girls doing erotic things.
No, it'd just be, are you attractive? Are you single? Are you racist? Only Klans.
They already got that. It's called farmersonly.com.
Oh, yeah, but I like only Klans.
Only Klans that's much more clever. Yeah.
You're welcome.
They started like a GoFundMe thing with her. Here's the thing about people and racial slurs.
All right. I like where you're going with this.
Necessarily. People think it's a racist thing. Here's what people think. They go, oh, well, that means you're racist, and it's just inside of you, and it got out. But really what it is most of the time is when you agitate somebody, they will yell out the number one thing they see in you.
How mean can I get?
Once you're agitated, then that comes out.
So I would argue to my black brothers and sisters that if you are morbidly obese and black and you agitate a skinny white woman at a Cinnabon, she will call you a fat ass before the N-word. I think she'll go with fat first.
The Adam Carolla tier of slurs.
Yeah, and a bald guy will get bald before black. Like
you bald black bitch, fat son of a bitch.
Yeah, if you had like a hair lift or fucked up teeth or something, you would get that first. Is what I'm thinking.
Busted ass grill.
Right. So I don't. Now these people were not overweight. Evidently, I don't know who they were.
It's weird because it sounds like an Indian accent to me.
I think they were Somali.
Ethiopian there.
Ethiopian. Oh, okay.
Somali.
I see.
Somali, which rarely comes in husky. Like everyone would go, oh, I had this super fat Somali roommate, what mate? That never happens.
Yeah, this lady was definitely trolled for at least like 6 minutes before the video starts rolling, and then she broke out. She knows only one real insult she can stab at him, and they got her fired.
Yeah.
But that's where the video always starts. It never shows the buildup. There was something also in Portland or something this week where some guy was acquitted of stabbing. It was a black guy that was acquitted of stabbing a white guy because the white guy called him the N-word after the stabbing. After he was stabbed, he called him the N-word.
Also, I want to say this. You're not allowed to put your hands on people for whatever it is they say to you.
Yeah.
N-word or not.
Yeah.
A lot of dumb white people are like, well, I dropped the N-bomb, so. It's like, nah, you're still not allowed to stab people.
Yeah, on the back of the black cards, get out of jail free with the N-bomb disclaimer.
So
yeah, I don't know this thing.
She's got $90K in her GoFundMe, whatever.
Whoa!
That's what I heard.
It pays better than Cinnabon.
Yeah, it's sort of like a racism GoFundMe contest because there's also GoFundMe for the people who got called the N-bomb.
Oh,
which,
really?
I mean, you can hit me with that all day. For a check.
So this was a win-win situation for everyone involved.
Right? I think that
Maybe they were in cahoots.
Listen, bud, I'm setting up the rematch, okay? I think this is going to be a good one.
She's a Democratic Party supporter, shared a post on Facebook from April 24th showing the Biden-Harris sign on the lawn, said women's choice ballot. So she's a progressive racist. Also,
but it's not illegal to be a racist.
No.
Yeah, it's not illegal
I'm
to be
walking
racist.
free, am I not?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
She would love it.
Everyone is. Ilhan Omar seems to be. Yeah, a little bit of racism is,
The other thing about her, well, first off, $90K, you got to work a lot of Cinnabon to put $90K.
Yeah.
Now, at some point,
6 years of income, she just gets it overnight for going.
As far as the GoFundMe thing, there's a second part. At some point, they're going to hack into GoFundMe and they're going to find out that some sheriff in Montana contributed to her fund, and then they're all going to go after him because they'll go after the ones who contributed to the whatever as well. There's precedent for it. Andrew, I don't know what it was. I think it was out of Utah. I think there was a cop who contributed to a fund of another cop who got accused of racial, whatever. Somebody contributed to someone and they found it and they pushed him. They've shoved him out too, which is insane. But they are going to look into who gave this money. They'll find some white chick on a school board somewhere, run her down.
What do you mean?
That'll be
You're
part
saying
two.
that there will be, you're saying that they will investigate who's funding this?
Who's giving money to the racist woman?
They will dox. They will find out.
Really?
Oh, they've already done it. Maybe it was for Derek Chauvin's defense or something. No, it was even pretty innocuous. It wasn't that. It wasn't
like a high profile.
It wasn't even someone's high profile. It was just the fiddle player from the band who got thrown out for reading that book. And they sided with that guy and they got thrown out. But that's when we're in a woke frenzy when we're sharks in a feeding frenzy where we'd start biting. When sharks really get into a frenzy, they start biting other sharks and stuff. They start going nuts. We went woke nuts with getting people fired. There's a professor at the whatever conference and they were going down the elevator and he's like, 7th floor, women's lingerie. They got him fired.
Oh my gosh.
He's doing a Bugs Bunny cartoon gag, and they got him fired. By the way, this is why I don't want any of these people in charge. They get so fucking drunk on power that they literally just eliminate.
But I think we're getting back to a place where we can take a joke and nobody's racist, and not everyone is racist and hateful towards other people.
No, we're getting
all
back
trying to have fun.
We're getting back to a place where sane people told these people to fuck off. That's what we got back to.
All right, good.
Police officer, a cop contributed to Kyle Rittenhouse's fund. Kyle Rittenhouse, the guy who was chased by the pedophile and attempted to murder him, tried to kill him with a skateboard. Yeah. That guy. And this guy, the police officer, including some who donated Kyle Rittenhouse defense fund via platforms like GoFundMe, faced consequences.
So fired.
Well, then he's just going to have to sue.
Was he fired for this? Because this seems like, overreach government.
By the way, Kyle Rittenhouse was another thing. Like, if there's a pantheon of shit The View was wrong about, go ahead and throw Kyle Rittenhouse onto that massive pile of shit you guys were wrong about. Like, if you ever get tired of being wrong.
What was their view? I didn't catch it.
Oh, I hope you're sitting down.
I'm sitting down.
He was a racist who, stole his dad's gun and ran away.
He was just a cosplayer. He wanted to be a cop. Yeah, he wanted to be a cop. It's nuanced, that whole situation.
He was a lifeguard. His dad didn't drive. The first they did, he knew no one who lived in Oshkosh, except for his dad lived in Oshkosh. These are all...
Yeah.
This is all information that's discernible. You can find it out. So they start with he knew nobody in this place. And then it went to his dad lived there, which is, I would argue,
the place
squashes the argument of nobody in this place. Because we had a friend from high school, that's good enough. But your dad lives there. Then it's like his mom drove him or something, but his mom was working a nursing shift. She didn't drive him there. And then it was like he went there to hunt black people. He had a friend who had a car dealership who said, the cops have stood down and they're burning the city down. Will you come here and protect my car dealership? And then was attacked by a guy who was basically a pedophile and another guy with a long criminal record.
Their
who tried to kill
they
him.
were chasing him and attacking him. They made it
their
sound like he
version
murdered
is better
people.
that he pulls up like Call of Duty with his mom in the minivan. He jumps out combat role and starts spraying guys. Skateboarders.
And then all those media stories and the View stories, after the facts do come out, they don't care because they've already invested themselves in the emotion. They got worked up about it, and they'll never change anything. Yeah,
on creatine. That's what the View is. That's when you get 5 dingbat chicks and put them all together, and no one ever questions them. And reality and gravity never come in.
Then their outrage syncs up.
They literally, their outrage syncs up. They literally go right to the next outrage that they're going to be wrong about. And they never tap the brakes, like Russian collusion, all things COVID, everything Fauci. Oh, the lab leak versus the wet market.
So much,
Kyle Rittenhouse, it just keeps going. Brown, the gentle giant, hands up, don't shoot. They're just wrong about every single subject, and they don't care.
No.
The Border Patrol whipping Haitians.
Jussie Smollett, they were all in
nothing.
on.
None of it ever happens, and they never slow down. And no one ever says to him, "Look, you're like a guy who works at a sports book who's lost the last 17 Super Bowls.
If you flipped a coin, you would be right more than they
Why
are.
should we go to you like you're Jimmy the Greek? You've lost the last, you lose every Super Bowl. Why do you have a TV show called Lock It Down where I give you, I bet against the spread and you can lock it in? There's what? You don't get anything right. And by the way, that wouldn't happen if you put 5 dudes up there who were just wrong about everything all day. They would lose their audience.
The pantheon of wrong.
What else?
Oh, man. Next up, I want to get your take on this. Ben Stiller and a bunch of Hollywood come to Paul Dano's defense after Quentin Tarantino calls him the weakest male actor. We're talking about Paul Dano, of course, from There Will Be Blood and many other films. Kind of a weak face man. And Quentin Tarantino just had some mean words. Said he's the weakest male actor in the Screen Actors Guild. I don't know why he has a particular F you in particular, Paul Dano.
All right, let's break down the game film.
All right.
First off, Quentin doesn't have a leg to stand on because there are lots of opinions that people have, but they go, I don't like that guy, or, he's a Republican or Democrat or whatever. It's like politically, every Democrat is screaming bloody murder about Pete Hanks sinking my cocaine Barracuda ships, right? But when Biden smoked that family after the pullout of 10, not a peep. And when Obama was droning everybody in the Middle East.
Wedding parties,
not a peep out of them. So, pardon me if I think it's a little dubious, this outrage, right? But if you don't have any information and you are outraged or you don't know what side is on, and then it's legitimate, right? And Andrew, Pulp Fiction, 94 must have been 94, must have been deeper 94, like September, October. Oh, you do know that?
I think so, yeah.
Wow, look at you. Deeper 94, October 14th, 94. Look at you.
That was good, yeah.
That was a good.
I was a kid. I love that movie.
All right. So I know where I was. I got to K-Rock in like April, early May 94, radio station. And I was kicking around working for free, basically, just contributing, just trying to kind of get into the crew, ingratiate myself. And one day they said, there's a new movie. They would screen movies for the morning shows. I mean, they would screen movies for podcasts and stuff too, right? Mm-hmm. They just go, we set up a private screening. You can go and watch it. And, if you like it, talk about it on your radio show, And so fine, it makes sense for them. And it used to be a little more corporate, like Sony Pictures has gone working with KROQ radio and whatever. But it's fine. So I'm there kicking around with Kevin and Bean and Jimmy and the morning crew, and I'm not getting paid yet, but I'm just kind of hanging around, And they're like, "Hey, we got a free screening down on Sunset Boulevard," and it's a guy. The guy did Reservoir Dogs, I think. No one knew. We didn't really know his name or what he looked like or anything, but it's like that. Remember that Reservoir? I go, yeah, it was a good movie. Well, he's got a cool movie. It's supposed to be really cool. It's got Bruce Willis and blah, blah, blah. All right. So, you finish your show at 10 in the morning. You have your meeting or whatever. And it's a noon, So we all just go into this little screening room, not a theater, just like a miniature little Sony 12-seat right in the middle of Sunset Boulevard. And we go, Pulp Fiction. All right, we don't know anything about it. No commercials, no trailers, no nothing. It's an early preview. And then we watch it, and we all walk out of the place like, wow, I hadn't seen it. This is 94, It's like, wow, that was so cool with all the stories and the music and cool. Travolta, come on. He was just doing... Look Who's Talking or something, or Three Guys and a Baby or something, like Travolta's back, and whatever. And so me and Jimmy are driving back to the radio station, and we're like, oh man, and that story and B story and the Gimp and everything. And then at some point I go, yeah, but that guy at the end who had the sheets and the house and stuff, that guy was horrible. It was so bad. And Jimmy's like, yeah, that guy was bad. And I go, why in a movie populated with so many amazing actors would the director choose a guy who was that bad?
Moon face, jerk looking.
No, this is not Paul Dano.
Oh, okay.
This is a separate story.
Oh, my bad.
About a non-Paul Dano.
Paul Dano's not in that one?
Paul Dano was 7.5.
Paul Dano has the most punchable face in Hollywood.
He does. So I was like, this guy gets Keitel and he gets Samuel L. Jackson. And there's amazing performance. And then he hires this guy. Must be his cousin or something, because that guy sucked. And Jimmy's like, I know, that guy wasn't any good. And then later on, we found out it was Tarantino.
See, I disagree. Here's why. Yes, he was on purpose abrasive. He was the Paul Dano of that movie. He was on purpose unlikable. You know why?
Well, unlikable doesn't mean bad actor.
No, but he was stiff, but
Andrew's got to take
Jimmy.
Andrew's
it was. The character of Jimmy was a guy that, bro, I need help. And he is not helping. Like, he's like, yeah, you want my help, but now you got to deal with this jerk.
It struck Jimmy and I on the way out of the theater.
You guys didn't. I found
That's interesting. Really, I just told you what we just said.
Man, I'm shocked. I heard you, but I still don't believe you.
Mayhem, I don't think the unlikability was the intention there. I think it was a lack of ability. I don't think he's a very good actor.
No, that's true. But
hold on a sec. Hold on, let me finish. Because he was also really bad in Django. Noticeably bad. He's just not great. He also had a brief Broadway run for Wait Until Dark that just got atrocious reviews.
He's just waiting for the right part.
Hold on. I haven't even made my point yet, Mayhem.
Good luck.
What I'm saying is this, is that I lump in Tarantino with Kubrick and Spielberg as a preeminent filmmaking artist who's probably on the spectrum, going back to full circle with the disability conversation we had. I don't think he was trying to be mean with Paul Dano. I just think he's brutally honest. I also think if you look at his top 10, top 20 lists that he used to put out every year, they're insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like he just has incredibly specific likes and dislikes. And if you ever watch Love on the Spectrum, it's just like all those guys who are just like, I hate this, I hate this.
Well,
and
I
they
think
pulled
Quentin
no
Tarantino
punches.
is the best actor of our time. There, I said it.
All right, dumb Adam.
I feel like your take is the most honest take because you and Jimmy didn't know it was him. I don't think he's a great actor, but I always know, like, I never went into a Quentin Tarantino movie and seen him without knowing, oh, that's Quentin Tarantino.
Your takes, there's a fairly famous comedic actor, stand-up comedian. And Jimmy and I were at Caroline's in Manhattan years and years and years ago. And Jon Stewart, who was, he's a friend. Mm-hmm. Jon Stewart invited us to come out, or we were like, we're going to go out and see Jon do stand-up at Caroline's and then hang out a little afterward or whatever. So we were like Jimmy and I were both real new to the game. We're still in our radio years and stuff. And we went out and the guy who opened for him, who turned out to be semi-famous actor and comedian, I'll leave his name out. But when we were done with the show, we were like, I go, Jimmy, that guy who opened for Jon, he was fucking horrible. Like, who is that guy? And Jon goes, it's probably his cousin or something. He's probably related to him. And it's like, he's not. He's just horrible stand-up. But the point is that's a fresh, unvarnished take. Like when people are going, he must know him. He must be a high school friend of him. Well, that means you were horrible. Yeah. You're not we're not haters. Yeah. We wanted to enjoy your 15 minutes, but we were confused because that's how unskilled you were. Tabula rasa. Exactly. Bring it on.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I agree with Andrew and that he's a little on the spectrum, and like spectrum people, if someone is fat and goes to sit down, they'll go, Anna, don't sit on that chair, you'll break it. And then you go, shh, don't, what are you saying? It's like, she's got to break the chair because she's so fat. And you're like, you're not supposed to. They're not angry, and they're not even making fun of her. They think she's going to break the chair, right? And they can't stop themselves.
Buddy, you're hitting home right now. I'm sitting here in the room. You can just tell me to my face.
That's what I'm saying. Now, Paul Dano.
Autistic also. Sorry.
Little Miss Sunshine. Am I right? Was he little?
Yes.
Okay. He does deserve to be drummed out of the industry for that performance. Because they made the weirdest decision ever for Paul Dano in casting thing ever for Little Miss Sunshine. He is supposed to be like a high school ROTC guy who wants to go to the Air Force Academy and be a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
Now, I've seen Top Gun. I know what those guys look like. Paul Dano looks like he was being cast as the drummer in the Ramones biopic.
Yeah.
Yep. He's got jet black hair, pencil thin arms. He's wearing a T-shirt with Nietzsche on it or something. He's got bracelets, and he's goth.
Yeah.
And he won't talk, and he pouts and talks. Now those guys. Who's the actor that just got done playing Running Man? Glenn Powell. Okay, you cast 19-year-old Glenn Powell. Like those dudes, that's what those guys look like. When you watch Top Gun, you look around, they all look like 26-year-old Tom Cruise or Glenn Powell, right? They don't look like a pouting nerd goth boy, right? he wants to be a fighter pilot. First off, he looks nothing like that guy.
Yeah.
Secondly, he's taken a vow of silence, which is a weird thing for a guy who speaks into a radio all day from the cockpit of a jet. Like,
make sense of this, Ace.
We got bogeys, 10 o'clock.
It's a very inconsistent character.
Bogeys, 10 o'clock. Are you there? Are you riding my wing or not? Quiet man.
I'll get to them if I want, Mom. After I listen to The Cure.
He won't talk.
I know.
He's got jet black hair and he looks totally goth and he looks like he's struggling with his sexuality. Why would you cast this guy as this guy? And there were no other wrinkles. It's not like, he really likes The Cure, but he wants to be in the Naval Academy. Yeah. It's like, all he wants to be is a fighter pilot.
Well,
That's all he wants to be.
I took it as they were just doing the trope of kind of like the loser kid that nobody likes, that he's just all to himself, and he thinks he's going to raise up out of poverty, out of this family.
But they could have given him, and they could have given him different career.
Listen, this is one of the best movies of all time.
No,
come on,
it ruined society. It ruined society. It ruined us. It ruined us.
I thought it lambasted the sort of circuit of little kids.
It was the jump the shark moment as a nation.
Why? You're not in the Steve Carell? Is that what's going on? You go to a little rivalry between Italian Americans?
Steve Carell, who did not want people to see that he'd commit attempted suicide, who was the only person in the movie who wore a long sleeve shirt because it was Phoenix in the summertime, still cuffed
of course.
his shirt so people could see the gauze around each one. You don't have to do that. It's plausible deniability if you just uncuff your long sleeve shirt.
You can't suspend a dollop of disbelief to enjoy a movie. Maybe you're on the spectrum.
Then, when little 8-year-old fatty dancer chick, first off, the hero of the movie was the inappropriately sexual, swearing, sexually addicted, drug addicted Alan Arkin grandfather who'd been removed from multiple retirement homes for probably rape and drug abuse. He was the example that we should aspire to. The hard-working dad in Greg Kinnear that was trying to keep the whole fucking family together was the dope. He was the heel of the film for trying to do every time Greg Kinnear spoke, everyone at the table rolled their eyes. But he was just talking about hard work and success, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Act 1, Olive, the 8-year-old, is sitting. Alan Arkin won the Academy Award for the world's. I know he's dead, but it should be taken from his family. Okay.
And Abigail Breslin did not.
Okay. She, first off, all the other women, all the other girls, they spun the baton, they played the harp, they played the piano. She went up there and danced like a drunken whore.
Super freaky.
And yet everyone's clapping for her. Okay, so all the years of hard work and practice out the window for the one who's playing Beethoven on the harpsichord, right? That's out because this little dumb bitch with her stupid junkie pedophile grandfather has taught her to shake her ass like a young Tijuana whore. Okay. That's a mistake. That's a problem there. But Act 1.
Yep.
She's sitting there, little Olive, and she says, Uncle Knob Slobber, why do you have those things on your wrists? Like, what happened? Why did you try to take your own life? And Kinnear, who's the heel, says at the dinner table to the 8-year-old and everyone at the table, I don't think that's an appropriate conversation for the dinner table.
Why not?
And everyone rolls their eyes. Yeah. They'll go, oh, you don't think she deserves the truth and everything else? And he's like, I just don't think it's an appropriate. She's 8 years old. She's
right here
right.
now.
She's in the fucking second grade. She's in the second grade. She doesn't need to hear about her favorite fucking uncle snuffing his life out while we're eating dinner in Phoenix. It doesn't. And they all roll their eyes and they all make fun of him, right? Okay, Fine. The truth is for all. 57 minutes later, they're sitting in a diner. They're ordering breakfast. She's on her way to a bikini dance competition. She's already fucking fat. And she orders pancakes with ice cream for breakfast. Kinnear says, I don't think you should order that. It's not healthy. And the same people who said the truth is for all and the 8-year-old could handle the suicide attempt of her beloved uncle all dive on him because now's not the time.
You turned me. What a piece of shit.
What a fucking piece of shit.
Hey,
what a piece of shit. And they fucking loved it. It was the darling of the Academy Awards.
I just thought about it, yeah.
The fucking hacks. It's a hack piece of shit movie. Kinnear is the only decent person in that movie. He's the heel. The rest are either drug addicts or mutes or junkies or pedophiles. Or just Kinnear's wife, all she does is sit there and roll her eyes the entire thing. Like he's like,
no, she smokes cigarettes too.
Olive, when you have to have a good, healthy diet and work hard. And they're like, oh God, oh God, what? The truth, bitch? What happened to the suicide truth from Act 1? Fuck you. That's a piece of shit. I'll bet those shitty writers went on to nothing. Here's how you can tell. That movie is 15 years old now.
Yeah.
Maybe 20. I want to know. And by the way, they're the toast of the town. Oh, it's the greatest. Ugh. What? He wrote Toy Story 3. God damn it.
The best good movie. Toy Story of all time.
That's was it co-written? Co-directed? Yeah. Fuck that argument. All right. Well, it takes a big man. It takes a great, even bad Adam knows.
They don't admit when they're wrong on The View.
I'm going to internalize.
Yeah.
All right. What movies? I have to look this
Michael
one up.
Arndt.
Michael Arndt.
Yeah, written.
The Hunger Games ballad.
Wow.
Toy Story 3. All right, the guy's a genius.
He turned you then. You know what I mean? It's not, indicative of the rest of his work, okay?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that one, there are a lot of plot holes in Little Miss Sunshine.
But it's the first woke movie we started turning woke.
Really?
In the movie,
I never thought about that.
We moved woke.
I never thought about that. That was that movie.
What year is it? It's 20 years old or 18. It's when we started woke because the dad would have just been in charge and not the heel. Kinnear's character, white, heterosexual, male,
common sense, traditional values,
hard work and exercise. Right? He was, and by the way. He was the patriarchy. Well, that was the end of the patriarchy. Right?
But I thought that in that movie, like he had lost his job, so he was, you know what I mean, like having a problem.
He was trying to motivate, and he was a little bit sappy. Yeah, it's almost 20 years old. Toy Story 3 is one of Quentin Tarantino's favorite films.
Yeah, that was like number 2.
This has gone to shit. This whole argument has gone to shit.
I love Tarantino. God, does it? Hey, well, also in the news, Bill Maher and Anna Kasparian start brawling over Islam's effect on the Middle East. He zinged her good. I think that we have a clip.
Yeah, Bill's pretty pragmatic in the Islam department. He's one of the few people on the left who is very pragmatic.
Yeah.
Like, the Middle East is a piece of shit because it's filled with Middle Eastern people. And people got to start figuring that shit out. Every place is good as whoever lives in it. Apartment buildings are the same way. It's just a whole bunch of these people. It's not the building's fault. It's everyone who's living in the building. And then they go, but isn't there one good couple who's God-fearing and 12B? And you're like, yeah, that's one. But that ain't the building. All right, let's hear what she has to say.
Tomorrow, if you had to live in the Middle East, so tomorrow, Anna, you got to go live in the Middle East, where would you live? You can pick one city, any city. You can, as far away as, say, Pakistan. You could live in Karachi. You could live in Cairo. You could live in Amman, Jordan. You seem to love Lebanon. I mean, Beirut's nice when the bombing's not happening and the assassinations have stopped. Or you could live in Syria. I hear that's wonderful in the summer.
Well, we now have Al-Qaeda terrorists leading Syria.
Or the Houthis, I'm sure, would make room for you.
Yeah.
Tel Aviv. Or the West Bank, Ramallah. I think there's wonderful for like a little. It's in the fall. It gets lovely. Where would you live? What city would you live in?
Well,
where do you think you'd be comfortable in that dress?
I'm sure it would not be comfortable in this dress in any of the various Middle Eastern countries that have been destabilized by
You're not really. You're not really blaming it on Whitey.
Listen,
are you? You're blaming Islam on Whitey?
I'm not blaming Islam on Whitey.
What you're saying, we destabilized. That's why you can't wear that.
Put a pause on. You know who we destabilized the shit out of? Japan. We destabilized Japan to the tune of 2 atomic bombs, but half the people I know are driving a Toyota.
Yeah, and you look at the country now, and it's
pretty clean, pretty orderly. We destabled the shit out of Germany as well. We did a fair amount of destabilizing historically, but I drove an Audi here, and that was made by a German company. So I don't know that the theory about us, they always do this. Well, the CIA piped in guns. Okay, that doesn't mean you have to have honor killings. Does it? Okay, well, I want to hear more, but I go back 10 seconds because I do love the destabilized thing.
Wonderful for like a little. It's in the fall. It gets lovely. Where would you live? What city would you live in?
Well,
where do you think you'd be comfortable in that dress?
I'm sure it would not be comfortable in this dress in any of the various Middle Eastern countries that have been destabilized by
you're not really.
States.
You're not really blaming it on Whitey.
Listen,
are you? No. You're blaming Islam on Whitey.
I'm not blaming Islam on Whitey.
What you're saying is we destabilized. That's why you can't wear that dress?
Did we not destabilize?
Wait a second.
We were funding terrorist organizations in Syria during the Syrian civil war, starting under the Obama administration.
That's why
did that not destabilize Syria?
No, what's destabilized?
There's a literal Al-Qaeda terrorist.
We're talking about your dress.
Oh, why? It looks good. I know it looks good.
You're saying you can't wear that dress in Syria because of Whitey destabilizing?
I didn't say that.
Okay, that's
You're putting words in my mouth.
Okay, great.
But the United States did destabilize various Middle Eastern countries. Are you going to deny that?
I asked about the dress, and you went right to destabilize. So is that why you couldn't wear that dress? Why couldn't you wear that dress? Why could you walk down?
You want me to talk about jihadism and Islam, but
why won't you?
Listen.
Why won't you?
I mean,
Why?
I don't believe in jihadism, which is why I'm furious that the United States just had a freaking Al-Qaeda terrorist in the White House.
It's not just jihadism that is preventing you from wearing that dress. Are you saying every Muslim is a jihad? I don't think they are.
Bill.
Okay, why can't you wear that dress?
Let's focus for a second.
No, you won't answer this question.
To never answer the question, apparently.
They can never do it. They're fucking wrong. Sorry, bitch.
It's just a cultural thing. Yeah, completely different culture. I don't know how she can.
Anna, you look like a fucking idiot. And she's the same bitch who said I didn't want kids to eat lunch, so she can fuck right off.
They always go to the most extreme, crazy assumptions.
It's so fucking weak. Anyway, listen, all you fucking weak sauce liars, you're fucked. You're fucked. Now, in the past, you didn't have to deal with a Bill Maher, and so you were fine. You could just hive yourself off with the other retarded yentas and lie. But you won't answer the question. It's just asking about the dress. What happened to the dress? Cool. You got to say yes to the dress, Anna.
Yep.
All right. That's enough. I'm going to give Adam a plug. You just go to www.badadam.com to find out tour dates.
I have to buy that now, I feel like.
You can go to, where should we go to get your stuff?
For me, adamyenser.com.
Adamyenser.com. And what about you, man?
Yeah, mayhemnow.com. Get a t-shirt before I run out. Have Merry Christmas.
All right. Until next time, this is Adam for Adam and Macy and Mayhem. Go to adamcarolla.com for all the live shows. Fort Lauderdale and Miami and Fort Lauderdale. It's all coming up this week. adamcarolla.com for that. Until next time, this is Adam saying mahalo.
Adam, gone are the days of honor student bumper stickers. I saw one the other day that said, proud parent of a Woodbrook student who cares. Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
You know, it's so funny. Leisha Krause in studio. I'd plug her thing, but I don't have her bio on.
That's okay. You know, I don't do much. It's like this show, campus speeches.
I was at a Starbucks in Texas, and the big sign is how they practice kindness. And I just thought, first off, what are we spackling over for in our society? Like kind, and also, I don't need that relationship with the guy behind the counter at Starbucks. I just need my coffee, and then I give you the money, and then I leave, and then you can be kind at home to your kids or your puppy.
It's important to be kind to people, but like, you know,
whoa.
like most veterans that served in World War II would look cooler on a sign.
Stop. You can stop talking the third time I say stop. You don't have to be kind to people. You have to treat people with a decorum. You know what I mean? Like
respect.
Somebody extends their hand, you shake the hand. You know, when you walk up to somebody, you don't walk, even if you're in a little bit of a tizzy, you have to say to them, you know, excuse me, where's security at this? You can't run up and go, hey, bitch, where's security? I'm fucking late. You know, but you don't have to keep, it's not something you need to remind yourself to do. It's just life.
It should be innate.
You say yes, you say thank you, you say please, you ask a question, you say thanks for that, a little back and forth. It's just it's part of society and being a human. And
it shouldn't override common sense. Like, we shouldn't be like, we gotta be so kind, we gotta go bend over backwards for this thing that makes no sense.
So here's the thing. I would much rather have a neighbor who was fair and had a lot of character and was a balanced person than a kind person, because kind people, it's a facade.
Yes.
I want character.
I'd say nice is a facade. When people are like, oh, they're nice. I think kindness is like innate.
Well, kindness is a little more in your bone marrow than nice. And I agree, but we're taking kind and we're beating the shit out of it now because we're putting it. We don't need it at a coffee place. That's what I'm saying.
I think actually it's like circling back to what you guys were kind of talking about before the break was like, it's what the left uses as a banging over your head word.
Yes.
That if you therefore are like, hey, I don't want a transgender person reading to my kid's kindergarten class, they're like, you're so unkind.
Yeah, their version of kind is taking most of your money from you and giving it to people who are going to squander it.
100%.
Right. And I'm like, I don't feel like that's kind to anybody, but forget about much less me.
Brutal to me, dude.
All right, we got Trump.
Well, it's also real quick. It's just like I'm teaching my kids to read. It's driving me nuts. I can barely read myself, and now I'm trying to teach them to read. Why does another man dressed like a truck stop hooker want to read to other people's kids? That sounds absolutely painful to me.
No, he doesn't. Listen, he's doing it to piss you off, not for any other reason. There's no.
Exactly.
I've said this a million times. Who the fuck wants to go to a public library on a Saturday and read to 5-year-olds? Like, that sounds like the worst Saturday. I want to watch college football and get drunk.
Yeah.
So I don't want to fucking put on a tutu and go to the library. And he's only doing it because, well, they're all pissed at their dad.
Yeah, 100%.
They hate their dad, and they're also, a lot of them got molested.
Probably by their uncle.
They're all scrambled. All right, what do you got, Alicia Krause?
We do have video here. So Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying that she might return to politics at some point, but right now she's stepping back. She did an 11-minute Facebook Live video talking about all of her issues with the GOP and Donald Trump. You've seen the meme, though, about how people are saying that Trump in this video is kind of dressing like Zoran Mamdani after hanging out with him for 30 minutes. It's hilarious. And so Trump, after saying on Truth Social that she was a traitor, then also thanked her for her service. He sounds like a crazy ex. Like, she was the worst, but man, I miss her. So let's watch Donald talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene here.
Before you had a fight with Elon Musk and you guys were able to work it out.
No, I get along with everybody.
We see the same thing happening between you and Donald Trump.
Sure, why not? I mean, I get along with everybody.
He's such a...
Can we do this? Can they work out Marine One, the helicopter? Like,
So it's
how
not in the background?
much warming up do those jet engines need? Like, can't we fire those things after the press? It's always that crazy jet sound in the background, and I'm like, I'm not a mechanic, but I do know stuff about stuff. Like, Those things need 5 minutes of warm-up time. You could fire them after the news guys put the boom mic down and headed back in.
And then the president's walking up.
You start walking up. Now fire it up. And if he's got to sit there and drink a Yoo-hoo for 5 minutes, then so be it. But we won't have this crazy jet sound
Do you think it's a security reason? It must be like a security reason. Or sometimes, like, I think that part of the reason why the press gathers there is because it's not a planned presser, like when he goes into the...
It's also a nice picture to get on that.
Yeah, for sure. But I think that lots of times, like Biden, for example, would always walk by and like wave at him and be like, I don't got time.
Which of the 8 Bidens are you talking about?
The third plastic surgery
Nephilim Biden, Black Biden, Young Legs Biden.
I think Biden used it as an excuse not to
just walk out.
Yeah, he didn't want to.
But I think most presidents, it's not always a scheduled part of their day. So if they pop in, it's like a bonus.
It might be a security thing, but I would still say shut the turbines down. Let me finish my conversation and then fire it up when I get there. I mean, you get onto a Southwest flight, the engines aren't running when you're getting onto the flight.
Sometimes I wish they were when you get out of there.
Yeah, they fire it up when you're on the plane.
I saw somebody on Twitter trying to go at MTG. They were like, I just want to say that she hit her retirement 2 weeks ago, just so you know. I'm like, and who doesn't just get to the retirement and then call it a day? Like, who's like, oh, I could retire now, but let me do 5 more years.
Retiring.
Well,
I don't think she's retiring.
The assumption was that she hit her.
Oh, she hit it and now she's peace.
Yeah, and who wouldn't do that?
No, I think that she saw the writing on the wall that she's going to have a probably pretty tough GOP primary. She already had a tough GOP primary before that she probably wouldn't have won if it hadn't have been for Trump's endorsement. I think that she has her sights set on another office, or I don't know, rumor has it, some people were speculating, could she be the new conservative on The View? Which
or
of course
OnlyFans.
They would go with the most crazy one. They'd go with like the most crazy Republican lady to be on The View.
Well, they should get some balance on The View, right? Like, I don't get what's enticing about watching a team scrimmage its own team all day.
Agree.
Why not scrimmage another team?
I don't disagree. I'm just like, does it have to be Marjorie Taylor Greene?
No.
Could it be Marjorie Taylor Greene and then like a Nikki Haley? Like a little bit of both sides?
No Nikki Haley ever anywhere. So real quick, here's the thing. It's like crazy to me that this show is how old? 40 years old, and there hasn't been one straight guy on the show. Like ESPN cannot shoehorn enough women into every single show. Like I watch the NBA draft, it's like 3 chicks and the bisexual talking about the draft. Like we can't get one guy on The View, just one dude who likes to bang chicks and
there's a lot of guests on that do that.
Yeah, but why? Like it's so crazy to me.
Here's the way the law works with chicks.
Yeah,
it's the same way with a women's only gym. Women's only gym is noble. But if you do a men's only gym, then you're misogynist douche, right? So the women, The View, like you go, why isn't there a guy's voice on them? And they go, because it's The View. It's about women.
The women's
but
view.
if you do halftime talk in the NFL, you got to get a woman in there. And if you say to them, well, we're just doing dudes, they go, no, you got to have a woman's perspective in there. But by the way,
Outnumbered has a dude.
Why do you need...
It's like the 4 chicks and then the dude.
Why do you need a woman...
The conservative sports talk has a dude. Okay.
I don't know that you need a woman's perspective as thinking about the NFL, though, because it's the NFL.
It's getting crazy because...
I agree with you. Well, when I did the man show, they said, where's the woman's voice? And we said, we don't have a woman's voice.
Yeah, she's on the trampoline.
Like,
that's her voice.
That's
wee. It's crazy because now in sports, they have like the booth that calls the live games.
Yeah.
And now they've shoehorned women into that. And what they've actually done is taken the job of the former player. So now the former players aren't there. They have women in there.
Oh, boo-hoo. Former successful NFL player.
Yeah, but that's...
So here's the thing, though. This is looking at data and having worked in media for 20 years.
Real quick. Yeah. I've never been to Buffalo Wild Wings and saw 2 women arguing who is a better running back, Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders. Ever in my life.
I have 2 girlfriends who could do that. Sam Ponder and Heather Cooney.
Yeah, and you're just pulling them
out. But they've never been in the same Buffalo Wild Wings.
Maybe not. The different parts of the country. I think that statistically, ESPN is going, what do middle-aged dudes who watch sports like to see? Other than sports, hot chicks. So maybe let's take a hot chick and put her in here.
And guess who else doesn't like it? Women. I can't tell you how many chicks are like, why is this chick talking sports? It's just this whole thing.
If she's not qualified, like if it's a gender hire, that actually pisses me off. But if she's not qualified to be in that position,
no, you
but if
have
it's a
women
qualified
talking.
person.
Listen, I never played pro sports. I love pro sports. If the Dodgers said, hey, Sam, do you want to sit in our booth and call these games? I'd be like, I'm not qualified to do that. I don't know anything. I love basketball. I couldn't call a game. They're shoehorning these chicks in, and they're just doing Google stats. And it's like, I want to hear the guy that played the game. Like, what are the players feeling right now?
I agree. I mean, you want to know what your perspective is from 13 years in the league or whatever it is. All right. I agree with Sam. Go ahead.
Yay!
What's the next one?
Next story. So I'm pretty biased about this story. Apparently, the Trump administration is telling people to dress with respect at airports. So I just kind of love it that the Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, who's a dad of like 6, tells people, are you keeping control of your children? So there's this social media video. Do we have video of it? Let's play this. This is hilarious.
Again, I call this just maybe dressing with some respect. Whether it's a pair of jeans and a decent shirt, I would encourage people to maybe dress a little better, which encourages us to maybe behave a little better. Let's try not to wear slippers and pajamas as we come to the airport. I think that's positive. Again,
So he says that manners don't need to stop at the gate. Like, let's bring the civility and manners back when you travel. Let's not have bare feet on seats and brawling at baggage drop. In this video, Duffy suggested that travelers ask themselves 5 questions before they travel for the Thanksgiving holidays. 1, are you helping a pregnant woman placing her bags in the overhead bin?
I do that.
Good for you. 2, are you dressing with respect? 3, are you keeping control of your children? 4, are you saying thank you to your flight attendants? And 5, are you saying please and thank you in general?
I have some issues with that. I by the way, I go to airports. I don't see kids anywhere. This is not a good sign. I very rarely see kids at the airport.
I see more dogs than kids.
Yeah, it's not
Especially
a good
at
sign.
LAX.
It's not a good sign.
Okay, so he's right in that, when kids wear school uniforms at schools, there's less fighting and less behavior aggressive behavior and stuff like that. I mean, it's kind of like pumping in classical music versus rap music. Like, people tend to act as if. And so dressing nicer would lead to less sort of altercations and conflicts and things like that. There's also I noticed it at LAX after COVID, because COVID, everyone got used to doing business in their pajamas. They just said, stay home.
Yep.
So they're just doing meetings and going all Jeffrey Toobin on everyone's ass and having meetings at home, and they're doing their pajamas. And then at some point they opened back up, and people never got out of their pajamas. They just went to LAX. And I have said a million times, it's true, LAX looks like a hotel where somebody pulled the fire alarm at 4 a.m. and everyone wandered down to the lobby, and they're like wearing slippers with a boner, sweatpants.
You have that, or you have the other extreme, which is like all the TikTok influencers with their like full on-air lashes and extension and highlighter.
Yeah,
it's like both extremes.
I don't want to fly in a suit. That was crazy to me. A nice sweatsuit's nice.
Slippers.
Can I just say one thing, though?
Why can't an airport have a dress code? A restaurant has a fucking dress code.
Yeah, why not? I'm totally for that. Also, we don't really need the seatbelt explanation. I think we all know that. Can you explain to people, and I'm going to lose some people on this, particularly ethnic people, how to get off a plane, meaning wait your aisle.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
I mean, dude, I cannot. I get up instantly and I block everybody. I just
By the way,
up.
I'm just staring. They're assholes in my face if you're sitting on the aisle and they're just standing there and the aisle's 14 inches wide. This guy's ass crack is 3.5 inches from my nose for 20 minutes while he stands there because he made his way
Do you
from the
guys
back
love
of the
the people
plane.
that are always they feel the need to call somebody, be like, yeah, I just landed. Yeah, I'm here for this thing.
I don't text it, but also this is a 2-part problem because they dumped their luggage off at the front of the plane when they were leaving, and then they went to the back, and now they're getting off the plane, but their luggage is in the front, and they think that's their territory now. So they're going to make their way to their luggage. It has to be enforced.
I get up and I instantly block the back. I'm like, wait your turn. And you're talking about butts in your face. Hand to God, I was flying to Austin, and there was a gay Latino, and he had a BBL. Have you ever seen a man with a BBL
What's
before?
a BBL?
Brazilian butt lift.
A Brazilian butt lift on a dude?
It was like it was like a Latino guy up top and a Minotaur on the bottom.
I love that. I knew that.
And he would always talk to the row next to me, so his fart bazooka was constantly pointing at my face.
Wow. Like having a gun held to your head.
Yeah. I'm like, I have kids. Just take my
wallet. Yeah, I can make more money.
So you guys probably traditionally travel like this, like hoodies, comfortable clothes.
Okay, so here's the deal. Coach, it depends where you're flying, but it's so fucking tight and uncomfortable now, and I'm 6'2", and they keep shrinking everything.
Yeah, they're shrinking.
And so
it, dude.
wearing your peg leg jeans, your skinny jeans, and a denim shirt or something, that is not comfortable to fly in. So tennis shoes, sweatpants, but not like 70s sweatpants. Got to have pockets with a zipper.
Some Adidas.
Yeah, something's a little thing, and a hoodie, sweat jacket, whatever, ball cap. Just something that's going to be comfortable to spend a lot of time in. And also pockets, like baggy pockets, like throw your earbuds and stuff like that. No problem. It's when you start showing up in slippers and pajamas.
It's okay. So my dad was
and tank tops.
the
and
crop top.
like one-piece yoga. I mean, some of these girls. Listen, I love looking at it, but I'm like, you're on a plane. Why do you look like you're going to the nightclub right now?
Yep. Right.
You're rocking camel toe. Again, not complaining, but it's like, this needs to be on Spirit Airlines when the kids are right here?
I agree.
And I can hear your camel toe barking. Let's please.
I agree.
So my dad was an American Airlines pilot, and when we flew standby, we literally had rules that you had to dress up. And like some airlines used to have rules that you couldn't be standby or non-rev and wear leggings. Like there was that whole United fiasco where the girl was like, the captain was so mean to me, he wouldn't let me fly first class. And he was like, yeah, because you're in leggings and a hoodie. I don't know. I think we should go back to every airline should have like a level of dress code.
Yeah.
And I think
agree.
closed-toed shoes just make sense for safety reasons.
Listen, I'm with you. And what I say all the time is the airport and airlines are just one big rule. It's just rules, everything. Take your belt off, take your shoes off, take your ball cap off, you know. Like I remember I had my earbuds, they were just in my pocket. I walked through there. It's like I got earbuds, go back and put them through, you know, to go put them in a case, you know, and have them like it's just rules. You got locked out of flight. You should have checked your bag. You have a 50 minutes for the flight. You're 52 minutes. You didn't check your bag. You can't bring your bag on. There's templates to put the bag in. You find me more rules per square foot
than an airport.
Airport.
That's
okay.
a good point.
So it's all nonstop rules about you have to have your tray. I'm traveling with Mike August. You know, they get that little on top of the tray table. It's the little flap so you can put your phone on it. It's a little 4-inch
and
flap.
like holds it for you.
Yeah, holds it. So we had the ball game on. We're landing. The chick comes, flap up. It's like a little 4-inch piece of plastic, you know, up in it. Rules, man. Nothing but rules. And you start getting into them with the rules, and the sheriff will be waiting for you
You'll
on
end
that
up on a no-fly list.
Where else in the world are there more rules than this place? And my argument is as long as we got all the rules, why not just tack on a couple more rules?
Yeah, dress nice.
And by the way, it'll be up to you and the airline to, you know, the airline, you know, Southwest goes, we don't charge for one bag. Some are like, we don't charge for two bags. Some are like
Southwest
50.
charges for bags now.
Well, okay. What I'm saying is different places have different.
RIP.
Different. There are different criteria for different bags in different places. And that's all it is. You can use the lounge if you have a first class ticket and whatever, but you can't use it if you're only going to Phoenix because that's not far enough. Like rules. And you have to avail yourself of those rules. Like you can't just bring your hunting knife to the airport or your Glock, you know? So in a world of nothing but rules, why are we completely lawless with the dress code?
I agree 100%.
I totally agree on that 100%.
Maybe just no midriff, no butt crack.
I think it's like Senator whoever in the 70s as it pertained to pornography. I'll know it when I see it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what you can't do. You know what I mean?
That might have been Justice Alito's.
Was it Justice Alito?
It might have been Justice Alito. Yeah.
Here's a rule. If you wouldn't wear it to meet the parents of your new girlfriend or boyfriend, then don't wear it here.
Yeah.
Like you might wear.
If you wouldn't wear it reading to kindergarten. Oh.
Yeah. That
doesn't work anymore.
All right. What else we got?
All right. This one's kind of creepy and weird. Amanda Bynes has now addressed rumors that Nickelodeon producer Dan Schneider got her pregnant at 13.
Well, okay, I got something on that.
Something happened, right?
I mean, poor girl. A lot of stuff happened. I'm today years old when I realized that she and I are the same age. She's only 39. Of course, she has been through a lot. And in the first clip that now is from TikTok and a recent Instagram story she posted with her boyfriend, she said that this is all about getting clickbait, lies for clickbait. Here we go.
Today my special guest is the executive producer of the Amanda Show, Dan Schneider.
Nothing's creepier than a guy in a jacuzzi
wearing
with
Roy Orbison sunglasses.
You actually wrote the words we're saying to each other right now.
Yes.
So this is him in a shirt and undershirt and sunglasses sharing a jacuzzi with a 13-year-old.
So she's saying that people took a video of her posting with her boyfriend at an airport, and then this clip of her with Dan Schneider fully dressed in a hot tub, and saying that somebody took the two unrelated clips and manufactured them and put them.
She's saying it's not real.
It's not real.
I will say this, that Dan Schneider dresses nicer for a hot tub than a lot of black chicks do at Burbank Airport.
Yeah. So the rule should be dress like a pedophile hitting on 13
in a hot tub.
In a hot tub. Well, you know, the Britney Spears, Jamie Lynn Spears, that's supposedly the rumor that the dad is Schneider.
Oh, God.
I mean, dude, it's super. I mean,
It's
he's
really
a foot
dark.
fetish, and that's the logo. Oh, come on.
Well, then you have the Drake Bell stuff. The documentary. Did you guys watch that documentary? It was really disturbing. It was called Quiet on Set. And apparently he parted ways, of course, with Nickelodeon in March of 2018. And he has sued the producers of Quiet on Set for defamation. But, I mean, come on, dude.
Good luck with that. Dude, they made up fake shows to have auditions for pilots that were never going to happen.
Yeah, or the stuff that even the writers were talking about.
I've been on a few of those auditions in my career.
Yeah.
Nothing ever came out the other end, and I nailed
blew my
that
career
shit.
at MTV when I was meeting with a guy at Pitch Shows. He goes, "So you're gay, right?" I go, "Nope." I'm like, "Well, there goes that opportunity. I should have sold my ass. I could have been Rob Daredick or whatever his name is."
Bynes hasn't acted now in 15 years. Of course, a couple years after that, she was charged with a DUI before getting in a series of other debacles with the law. She had a conservatorship, much like Britney, but I guess that ended in 2023. In recent months, she's updated her fans on her Ozempic weight loss journey, and she also revealed in April of this year that she's starting an OnlyFans account to help pay the bills.
Of course, it's just checking off all the boxes. Ozempic, OnlyFans.
Can we just maybe ban child actors?
Can we
That might be a
also
little extreme.
apologize to Britney Spears' dad? Be like, okay, maybe you should have
Maybe
been.
had a point there.
Yeah, maybe
Executorship. Yeah. Everyone's going on a weight loss journey. You should just be called
all the body positive people.
Yeah, but it's a journey. Everyone had to, and then we have to accompany you on your not so fat journey anymore.
I love that this is a journey. I'm on a journey.
Yeah,
See
I
me
got
in 2 weeks.
Ozempic. I'll see you in a couple weeks. I lost 8 pounds. That's your journey. There's too many journeys to accompany everyone on their journey.
You can
know what I
always
mean?
tell in the face too.
Yeah.
Like I'm the Bible Belt girl that's really excited that CeCe Winans is going to be singing at the halftime show, like Thanksgiving show for the Lions. Of course, she's a Detroit gal, but she's a gospel singer, in case you didn't know. And my husband and I were like, "Oh my God, she's on Ozempic!" Like literally everybody is on Ozempic. One of the Williams sisters, Meghan Trainor, Amanda Bynes, CeCe Winans, everybody. Nobody loses weight the old-fashioned way
Because that
anymore.
takes effort and hard
Oh
work.
my God, it takes me like a year and a half after every kid to lose 50 pounds.
In this add water and percolate kind of culture we live in, which is like instant gratification.
Yeah.
Why would you want to put in the time?
Did Amanda Bynes? So, what happened with her? Was she molested by this guy or not? Did we figure it out?
I don't know.
On DraftKings, am I putting bets down?
My money would be on, at the very least, she was sexually harassed.
Yeah, at some point.
I don't know if she was physically assaulted.
Listen, this is my whole thing, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got into comedy to get chicks. I mean, I wanted to be funny. It's the only thing I
But
can
not
do.
minors.
No, not. But this is my point. I don't trust any dude who does kids entertainment. Like I have a kids comic book I'm doing called the Chaos Twins, but because I have daughters, I wanted to put out something that has them in it. But if you're like a dude who doesn't have kids and you're like, I'm going to do children's entertainment, I'm like, that's creepy to me.
Well, you shouldn't. It just means you're not talented to me. Maybe you're creepy, but it also means you can't
like
do
so
things
they
for
can't
adults.
cut it in adult entertainment, so they go to entertain kids.
Let me lay this out for you guys. When you have like an uncle who's 51, but he's impaired mentally, people go, they'll go, Neil is probably operating like a 9-year-old like mentality, like he's a 9-year-old, maybe an 8 or 9-year-old mentality. Okay, so that means all 8 and 9-year-olds are retarded.
Yeah.
Well, they're like retarded adults.
They do. Their prefrontal cortex
They're
isn't fully
retarded
formed.
adults.
Like-
All right. So I do comedy for retarded adults.
They like
well,
fart
when you
jokes.
say you do books for kids, I just hear I do entertainment for retarded adults.
Yes.
And that's what it is. So if you make movies, you write books. By the way, we all have to worship at the altar of Dr. Seuss. A cat in a hat. It was green eggs and ham. Sam, I am. I'll have no eggs on a train. I'll have them on a plane. I'll have them in a box. I'll have them with a fox. Yeah. I could shit that out fucking drunk at 4 a.m. on my worst day. So don't give me this hero shit.
He was also a socialist. So.
Not creative and fuck right off.
Yeah, I mean, kid book authors are the worst rappers of all time. Have you ever read their lyrics?
Yes.
They are the worst rappers.
And by the way, each page has 9 words on it.
Yeah.
Sally hopped
It's really
on
more
pop.
on the illustrator.
Yes, the illustrator. If you say I wrote and illustrated my book, I'll go fine. If you go, I wrote a children's book and I had some other guy, I'll go, you don't know fucking shit then.
Go
You know
read
what I mean?
books from kids' books from like the 80s. It is 2 different levels of teaching.
Oh, so different. Even they had to like dumb down the American Girl doll books, like what my generation grew up with, to today because of kids' inability to read. I mean, and of course you have like what UCSD that is now teaching elementary school level math courses because kids, freshmen in college, are showing up and don't know. Like there was a graph and it was like 2 + 3 = and then it was 0 + whatever number. They couldn't figure out the problem.
We took away hitting kids, and now they do whatever they want.
That's right.
I can't spank my kids; they're too cute.
Oh man, I used to hop in that hot tub and beat the shit out of those kids.
It's like working with domestic terrorists. That's who your kids are, domestic terrorists, and they're burned. They're having BLM riots in the kitchen, and they just run the show. I mean, my mom gives me advice. I'm like, Mom, even though you didn't, you could have hit us. You could have beat the shit out of us, and everyone's like, that's a good parent.
Yep.
Can't do that anymore, and these kids know it.
She would take away your TV time.
My daughter she's 5. She's like, you son of a bitch. And I laughed so hard. It was the cutest thing ever, but I'm like, I have to do something here, or else she's going to say that to her teacher who has a nose ring. Yeah.
All right, let me give some plugs. My new Home Depot run is on YouTube.
Nice.
Or my vlog, so if people want to see me
You're
cruise
helping
through a
teach
home.
kids people's skills.
I am. These are real world building skills I'm learning, and I'm walking through Home Depot. World War Debate is Sam's new show. Where do we find that, Sam?
You can go to samtripoli.com events or the World War Debate. It's basically because debates are all on these different podcasts. No, you don't know the one place. So we're creating the UFC, the NFL of debates.
Nice.
So
Smart.
it's like one place, and it's going to be January 10th and at Caesar's Palace in Atlantic City, and it's going to be the gold standard debates every month, every other month. Everyone, the biggest names on the internet, any of their beefs are going to come and they're going to debate, and it's going to be just like an NFL game with all the statistics and all that stuff. So we're centralizing into the gold standard of debates, and everyone, the people we're getting are huge, and we're about to announce the card, so we're very excited about it. Adam, we'd love to have you debate. If there's anyone you want to debate,
I would, man.
I'll do.
Adam and Sonny Hostin?
Let's go.
Sonny Hostin, maybe? Will be...
My emphasis would be on why passion fruit iced tea sucks.
Let's go,
and let's do away with the red left turn arrow. All right, Alicia Krause. You can find her weekly op-ed on the Washington Examiner. Until next time, it's Adam for Sam and Alicia Krause saying, Mahala.